Hello, welcome back to Helping Hand. Today here on Helping Hand, we're going to show you how to change your front door lock. We're going to change your deadbolt and your regular lock. And I'm going to show you the tools that you need to do those with. What else you need is a Phillips screwdriver, a knife to open up the package. Some of you guys, if you have an impact, you can use the impact, but you really don't have to have an impact. You just use a screwdriver, whichever one you prefer. Okay, let's get started. Okay, first of all, we're going to disassemble the old locks. Now, usually I take out the jam screws first, pull those out. Those out. Then I move out the side screws here. That goes all the way through the whole door. This is your deadbolt here on top. Here. And just like that, you got the bolts out, you just pull it loose. Pull it down. Like so. And just pull out your latch here. Down to the side. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the bottom lock as well. And what I like about this lock set that I'm going to, it's say for instance if I needed to rekey my key, it's got a slot so I can just rekey my key without changing the lock. A lot of times people used to say, I need my locks changed, and they have to have someone come out and they change the whole lock. Technology is kind of like way out there now. These rekeyed locks been around, I want to say about 20 years now. And it's a little bitty port on the keyhole that you can put a little pin in. I'll show you how to rekey that key to any key you want. But anyway, so once you get that out, go ahead and disassemble this bottom. So then the bottom's out. Yeah, that's both they're both out now. Okay. Now, you don't have to purchase the smart rekey type locks. You can get the regular locks that were on there. But these locks work out pretty good. And let me show you this little hole here that I was showing you about. You can see this lock here. See at the top of there is a little port right there, a little bitty port. And once you get it assembled and everything, you can just take a little pin and stick in there, and you put in your regular key, and then you turn it, and then once you get it turned, then you press the little pin in there, and then pull that key straight out. Then any other key that you want to put in there, you put that in there and turn it a couple times, then it's learning that new key that you rekeyed to. And that's how it works. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and assemble this. Just make sure you have your latch. You want it to face the door, so when the door closes, it closes the latch. You want to make sure it's facing the right way. I've seen people put it in this way and go to close the door and it just hits. Make sure you put it in right. Put it like that. Also on this, it also has a adjustment here. So like if your door width is a little bit wider or longer, you can just pull this little pin here and make this longer. Little pin right here, just pull it up and it makes this extend out more. And that's, you know, you can go both ways. A lot of them, it all depends on how they drill the door. You just put it in like that. Get your lock like this. Just put it in like this. Boom. Connect your other end in like that. Then find your screws. Yeah, in these kits, it comes with everything you need to install this lock. Everything you may need. And the screws are preferably all the same size. The longer ones that you see are the ones that go in all the way through the door. Those are the ones that hold everything. There'll be a set of, it'd be 4 of these since I'm doing 2 locks. It'd be 4 of the long ones, and then it'd be 4 of the shorter ones that go in the latches. And so all you have to do is line it up. Now I'm gonna put this one at the bottom. My deadbolt down at the bottom of what I'm doing. Line it up here, put that in. It's got grooves inside that you have to line it up. And it should fall right on in, like so. Then you get your other latch, turn it on, till it falls in. It should go in. Come on, like so. Once you get it in there, then you have to hold it with one hand on the other side and try to start these screws. Sometimes that's the hardest part on this. Sometimes it's just getting these screws start just, you know, in the right spot. But most of the time, it's pretty. You can do it for sure. It's not as complicated as you think it would be. Let me stand up. Just tighten the latch up. Snug it up like that. One on the top, one on the bottom. That. Then you want to get that. There you go. Get that lined up. Then you get your bottom lock here. It's got a little port in here. You have to kind of line up for the lock to go in this cylinder. And once it go in, it's in. Go on there. Got to turn this lock on the back side sometime to make it go in. I mean, if it's not straight, it won't go. See what I'm talking about? Just the lock right here. The tab in there. They have to line up with on the other end of your knob. And you don't have to force it. It's designed to go in very easy. And sometimes you have to turn that. There you go. Like so. And we get our other screws here. These are the screws that you're gonna put. They're a little bit shorter than those other ones. The other long ones are the deadbolts. These are a little shorter. These are for your handles. I call this the fishing part because you got to be able to fish those in there to find that other hole across there, that other socket. Sometimes it can be a little tedious, but you can find it once you get one in there. They're usually not too bad. Got that one. And that's the other one. Like so. I usually start them all, always starting with my hands first because you don't want to you don't want to strip them out. A lot of times people go and put their impacts on them and strip them out. So you want to just not starting with your hand and then take your impact and just kind of just go slow, side by side. That side, and I'd go a little bit on this side. Go back and forth. There you go. The other side here. Right here. Tighten it up really good. There you go. Check your lock. Turn it, should turn freely. It should be like hanging up and stuff like that. Sometimes it'll hang up if it's not centered or straight. At the bottom, check your lock. It's locking. Now we're gonna do the deadbolt. And it's the same process as you did with the regular standard lock. And the deadbolt takes a little bit of different type of, the locks are the same, the latches look the same, they're just a little bit made a little bit different. The deadbolts are a little bit thicker, they're a little bit harder. They're made to not to be kicked in or whatever, but anyway. And the same concept on that other one. It's a latch, you can adjust it. You can just, this one you just turn. As you can see how you can just turn it and it makes it longer. If I need it longer to go in here, or if I need it shorter, I'll just turn it to the short side. You won't know what side you need until you just kind of stick it in there and kind of look and see whether or not it's going to center line up. And then on here also, it has a, I don't know if you can see that, it says up. You want to make sure you put that facing up. You just put it on like that. Boom. Go ahead and tighten those up. Now the deadbolt takes screws a little bit longer than the other ones. It's a bit longer. You take those, screw those in like so. That, like that. Other side. Got that in. Now we want to line this up. Now we're going to take the longer screws. They're just real long. They're going to be different than what it was in the smaller, for the small door. I mean, for the small latch. It's a three-piece system. Okay, then we have your lock here, and it has the same reset hold on this as well. If you can see it, you can push it. Once I get it set, I'll show you guys how to do that. And I always put what it says the words going facing up. Your brand, whatever brand is going across, make it facing up. And then you just do the same thing. You just go over here to the door, and you can turn this little seal to where you can, you know, when you get it to it and just get it to line up. You may have to turn it a little bit to line up into this keyhole, like so. And then you just come back on this side. Line this up as well. Get it on there. It's got a little port here. You line it up. Yeah. And a lot of times it'll be, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that right there. When I put that lock in there, a lot of times it's covering my holes. So what I usually do is hold it still and then rotate the lock out. Now, when I rotate the lock out, I can see my holes. See? And then you just kind of hold that with your one hand and kind of feel for those holes back there. You'll find them. They're there somewhere. Mostly all locks are pretty well the same. Some of them got different type latches and stuff like that, or different type hardware that where you don't have to go fishing. Sometimes you can just put the screws in there first and then take the outer uh, lock and you can just screw it on like that. So it's just all different types of. They all basically do the same thing. some of them are getting a little bit more creative and making things more easy for you. Look at that. Then you can just take your handy dandy. Now, like I said, you don't have to use you can use a screwdriver as well. It's a regular old screwdriver. Make sure you hold the lock back, the back side, and then you just tighten it up. Like so. Like that. But most time people like to go fast. They use the impact. Sometimes that you strip them out that way too, if you're not really familiar with your impact. And they got impacts where you can go, you can adjust the speed on them. And then you have that in and make sure it goes freely. It's turning. A lot of times you got to make sure you have this straight because a lot of times the screws won't be all the way screwed in. You want to screw it past so it doesn't, so your latch doesn't hit when you open and close it. You want to make sure it goes freely. Oh, looks good. Now, that's it. That's the top deadbolt lock, and that's the bottom lock. Now we lock keys right here, and then you have this little punch deal, this little port deal. That's where you're pushing that little hole. And I'll show it to you. I'm gonna show you how to rekey. Now in this kit, you have 4 keys that come in this kit, but I'm not going to use those keys. I'm going to key it to where I use my regular house key that I already was using. Get it ready. Then what you do here, you take your old key, take your new key. And you have your 2 key cylinders. Now I'm going to take this little pin, you put in the new key, like so, and you turn it all the way back, like so, like that. Then you take this pin, stick it in the hole, and you should feel a spring. When you hear that spring, you just pull it straight out. Pull the key straight out like so. That one's ready. So all I have to do now is to take the key that I want to key it to, put it in, like so, turn it a couple times. There you go. Now that key is keyed to my old keys. That one's done. I'll show you on the next one. We're gonna do it again. You take the new key here. You want to put it in. You want to turn the lock. Turn the lock like that. Take your little pin. Put it in the hole here. You just pull it in there. Leave it in there. Pull out the old key, the new key, and then take the key that you're going to key it to, which is the same key that I had. Put it in. There you go. Now it's the key to that key. Now, that's that. So, all my keys are keyed to, I rekeyed all my locks to this key. And this key is going to work on all the locks. Now, when I do the back lock, I have to rekey those too as well. It took me approximately about 20 minutes to change those locks. Now, mind you, that would have cost you probably about $200 with the lock if you had a lock guy come out and change your lock, if not more, depending on the type of lock you have. Now, you could save yourself because those are double. If you did a single one, it would be probably about $30. And if you had a screwdriver, you'd just been out $30, And it depends on what type of lock you went with. That's it. That's a simple way to change your lock that can save you money. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. The locks are changed. For those who follow me and subscribe, continue to do so. pass on this video to someone that's trying to learn how to, be a little bit more handy around the house. I mean, this stuff is not hard to do. It's just repetition, and the more you do it, the better you become. Thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.